Iceland?
It's in Iceland. It's a volcano.
You're in Iceland.
Wait, they have a Papa John's in Iceland?
I understood that hopefully it was in Iceland.
You'll like it there. It'll remind you of Iceland.
You're not from Iceland, are you?
American chess grandmaster Bobby Fischer is believed to be finally on his way to Iceland for his match with Boris Spassky.
Letters from Iceland by our Letters from Iceland. It's all about Iceland. Letters from Iceland.
I found this beautiful book about Iceland.
When I first came on board, Chris sent me a picture of Iceland.
What would you say if I were to tell you that I don't believe you took any trip at all to Iceland or Greenland or anywhere?
Today, the International Chess Federation said if Fischer is not in Iceland by noon on Tuesday, he will be disqualified.
Do you think there's any way that we could possibly land in Iceland?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got on a fishing vessel tracking Sean and ended up here in Iceland.
See?
Do you have snakes in Iceland?
Snakes? No, I don't think so, no.
In Reykjavik, Iceland today, Bobby Fischer failed to show up for his second game against Boris Spassky.
You know, that volcano in Iceland.
We just want you to know, the President and I, that we are thrilled that you will be going to Iceland to play for the USA, Bobby.
I just saw it in Iceland.
Mr. Templey, is Bobby not showing affecting Iceland relationships? Is it
Newfoundland, Greenland, Iceland, Labrador?
All right, cut the crap. We've been...
Iceland. It's in the middle of the Atlantic.
Fish! Fish for thee! Iceland dog!
Good Corporal Nim, show thy valour and put up thy sword.
Short one's Iceland.
Iceland? You know anyone came from Iceland?
I'm in Iceland.
Iceland? Wait, wasn't it Greenland?
How do you like Iceland, Bobby? Iceland, yeah. I'm happy to be here. I feel like I'm...
We lived everywhere. We lived in Germany and California and Iceland.
Iceland?
Iceland, Bangladesh, Tel Aviv.
Oh, well, never been to Iceland.
I hear good things about Iceland. Hey, what the hell? Let's go. Let's go to Iceland.
Finland, Iceland, Greenland, Blueland, what does it matter?
Alaska, Guam, Iceland, Australia, to name a few.
Oh, yeah. Those airmen in Iceland, I think it was, they were perfectly preserved.
The Iceland guys just came through with all the facial recognition data?
Greece and Iceland is finished.
That's right.
Now, where is Iceland?
If we move to some country like Iceland or Nebraska.
Experts are saying Reykjavik, Iceland today, Bobby Fischer failed to show up.
Spassky's regardless of what happens now.
Now I'm starting to look at Iceland.
Well, it's 95 minutes back to Halifax, 2 hours to Iceland, 3 to London.
What? I have the smoothest balls in Iceland.
Oh, yes. From the Graves Corporation in Iceland.
10 minutes at this altitude, maybe I can get us close enough to land in Iceland.
And those two bitches that left, they better learn to sell pussy in Iceland, because if I ever see them again, I'm gonna cut their fucking throats.
Do you know where we are?
Iceland?
Maybe it'll damn itself. It's what they did in Iceland.
Thank you.
I was thinking we should go to Iceland.
Austria only has 2 guys here. Iceland has 7 guys.
One day, there was a shipment from Iceland.
What kind of guy would you expect to take a model to Iceland for the weekend?
Iceland could become a new utopia.
We want to launch the biggest league we've ever had. In Iceland?
For no reason at all, New Zealand has declared war on Iceland.
You're robbing me? I didn't even know Iceland had crime.
Oh, yeah. Very good sniper in Iceland. Iceland didn't work out, huh?
Before Rouen collapsed, he made a call from a mobile to a landline in Hella, Iceland.
Before you leave on your mission for Iceland, tell me what you know of James Bond.
Well, there's good air in Iceland.
That's where we should be.
Yes. Yeah, he's in Iceland.
Coach Bombay, the Vikings from Iceland are the heavy favorite.
Coach of the Iceland team.
So who are you?
I'm the trainer for the Iceland team.
Iceland, coached by Wolf the Dennis Stanson.
I saw the Iceland game on television.
Iceland out to dominate this game early.
That volcano in Iceland, Mount Hekla.
Her sister was lost in a plane crash in Iceland.
Welcome to Iceland.
Airlines are warning passengers to expect more delays, even when the dust from the volcano in Iceland has settled.
In the meantime, just try to avoid stressful situations, but I imagine that shouldn't be a problem in Iceland.
Iceland may be tough, but we're Team USA and we're going all the way.
Iceland physically dominated the first game between these two teams, and they'll try to do it again tonight.
Or something like that. Well, anyway, back in the day, I took this chick to Iceland.
But wait a minute, I thought Iceland was covered with ice.
Iceland? No, it's very green.
From Lisbon, pending further notice, you'll be able to fly directly to Reykjavik, Iceland.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you had a pleasant flight, and welcome to Iceland.
Volcano in Iceland, it's canceling all flights because of the ash cloud.
Well, you're going to be seeing a lot more of him in Iceland.
And I'm in Iceland, which should make this whole process infinitely harder.
It's all set in Iceland, which is where he must have gone.
In the 14th century, the rat carried the bubonic plague flea that killed 1 out of every 3 people from India to Iceland.
You'll be met by friends of mine at the airport in Iceland.
And we should get a car with a tent on the roof and we should drive around the whole island of Iceland and explore and look at the snow and the ice floes and look at shit like that.
In Iceland, the government has taken over the Copting Bank.
You know, in Iceland, they have officially designated enchanted places.
It's probably thermal springs, exactly like parts of Iceland.
Can I expect the pleasure of you in Iceland?
And when you play Iceland, you're going to need him.
Anyway, it was Fashion Week in New York, and I took her to Iceland.
Look at this. She's an Iceland chick.
I'll probably be in Iceland by Friday.
Look, I'm putting on a little scientific demonstration in Iceland at the weekend. Icarus?
Or hanging with the Iceland lady.
The speedster into the Iceland zone.
Orphan, working in an Argentinian diamond mine, learns engineering, makes a huge find in Iceland, and gives half of it to charity.
You know it's from Iceland, no?
No, fuck no, American.
So Iceland? The fuck?
I thought I'd take this chick to Iceland.
We are not in Iceland, and she is not going to die of what have you put that back on for?
To where? Fucking Iceland?
A clue has surfaced as to the disappearance of our TV crew in Iceland.
I'll tell you that.
Where's that, Iceland?
Wu, the former Olympic skater, weaves his way up to center ice. He's going to try and split the Iceland defense. Get it!
Greenland is covered with ice, and Iceland is very nice. I imagine it.
How many fucking black people you think there are in Iceland?
Iceland trying to pad their lead here in the second period. Their last meeting, Iceland crushed Team USA 12-1. Iceland on the attack again. I should be out there. Presence of Big Dean Portman. It's 1-0 Iceland. Iceland.
Where?
Iceland.
Tonight's matchup, Team USA faces off against Team Iceland.
And Iceland leads now 3-0. Iceland with a 1-0 lead. And Iceland is really taking it to Team USA. They are completely dominating this game. Iceland has a commanding 4-1 lead. Averman lost the puck. Iceland gets it over to Gunnar Stahl. He's got it. Robinson knocked down from behind, and Iceland will take over.
Iceland? Yes, of course. We sent Beatrice to Iceland. It was
Live from the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California, it's Team USA versus Iceland in the hockey finals of the Junior Goodwill Games.
What do you think he's doing there? Iceland has the most beautiful women in the world.
4-0 Iceland as we head for the third and final period. I hope that Iceland gets an early 1-0 lead. This is a very important matchup. Team USA against Iceland in what could be a preview of the championship game.
Golden Boy, who iced Iceland in round 1 and checked off Czechoslovakia in round 2.
Well, I wanted to tell you that I just bought the tickets, so Iceland is a go.
Powered by a 1-goal victory over Russia, Team USA Hockey advances to the finals of the Junior Goodwill Games, where they'll go up against the top-seeded team from Iceland. And here's a 4-on-none break for Iceland.
Fucking Iceland.
Maxwell, who is also known by his Nordic name Magnus, met Tanner at an alternative drug rehabilitation center in Iceland.
Iceland out-hitting and out-skating Team USA all over the ice in the first period.
Hey. Say Iceland paid off handsomely, huh?
Iceland still with it, back behind the net. Here's a...
Were you in Iceland when it happened?
Has Warnes travelled to Iceland in the last 12 months?
I could fly to Iceland from there and then on to Jan Mayen.
Oh, she isn't Swedish. She's from Iceland.
Iceland with a 1-goal lead now. Here's Gunnar Stahl again for Iceland. Team USA.
It's time.
He was bang on about Iceland, wasn't he?
Look, I'm up to it, all right?
Did we come all the way to Europe just to smoke pot?
Hey, I come all the way from Iceland, man.
Fuck, maybe he's in Iceland for all we know.
Folk tales about magic in Iceland go back 1,000 years to the first Viking settlers.
Iceland, is that where all the high rollers go?
Team USA has to find a way to get back in this game because they are being totally dominated by a bigger, faster Iceland team.
No, we were in Iceland.
Yeah.
Bob, that shit's not.
Team USA against Iceland.
Iceland. Well, you can talk to her?
Toss-up. Iceland and England broke off diplomatic relations in 1976.
What dispute caused...
Come on, let's go experience Iceland.